But how about the other side? The other side being your exposure to music probably came from two areas. One, the people around you growing up, parents, so an element of legacy music, and then your experience at the end of an algorithm. Give me some overview of that.
Yeah, I mean, if I think about the ways that music used to be enjoyed, it was more album-based, I want to say. People would go buy an album from their favorite artist, they'd listen to the album, and they'd spend more time with less music. And it's a good thing because you spend more time on the songs, you spend more time with the artist, you really get to know that person or that persona that they're trying to portray to you. And it definitely led to a deeper connection between artists and their fan base. Whereas now, I guess with streaming being the main source of listening to music, especially with people under 35, I think it's a ridiculous percentage of people use streaming services to consume music versus other means. And it's become a little more tailored in that sense, where you might not go to your favorite artist and listen to their whole album. You might have listened to a couple of their standout hits, and that's what you come back to. And you don't really spend as much time anymore diving into the artist and finding out about them, which is also, like a lot of things with social media and AI and the music industry, there's a lot of pros and cons. You can access so much music that you might not have had access to before. Maybe the local store didn't have some CDs at some times. I've been trying to buy Pink Floyd records. They're hard to get. They're hard to get because they're just not always available at stores. Whereas now I can go on Spotify and listen to their whole album for one price and not have to go find it, not have to spend all that work. And so in a way, it's made the relationship between the listener and the artist a little more distant because they're no longer diving into that. They have this breadth and they listen to that breadth. They don't really sink their teeth. And an issue with that is also, what are you getting suggested? Like, what are these streaming platforms pushing to you? Is it a random collection of songs and albums that you would find in a record store or an actual in-person music store where you could look through and, oh, I've never heard of this artist, or I've never, completely different vibe.
So you're talking about discovery.
Yeah, discovery. It seems good, and on the face of it, it seems like streaming would be able to give you a huge range of music to discover.
Is that the reality though? I mean, if you look at websites, we could look at every website in the world, but we tend to look at 5.
Yeah. You always come back to the same things that you historically come back to. Same thing with music. And the more you go back to that stuff on these websites, the more they're going to learn that, oh, this is what they like. This is the kind of genre they want to listen to. So instead of pushing them a song from a genre out of left field, they pick something similar to your tastes already. And while you might think you're hearing and finding out about more artists, you might actually just be hearing the same thing, albeit in a different package, over and over again. And I think about my own experiences going onto a song radio. If I go onto a song radio and there's 30 songs in that playlist, I've probably got 10 to 15 already saved on my liked songs or one of my playlists.
Right.
And so obviously I like hearing the songs that I like to hear, but that's not always why I try to go onto a radio. I want to hear things that would almost challenge me as a musician.